Lieutenant Shirayama, I shouted, but I might as well have been speaking in an empty room, for no one cast even a glance in my direction. Fran! There was a little I could have said to Lieutenant Shirayama. At that point, Fran determined to get through his brother, 47, whether he liked it or not. Whether he would tolerate it or not. 47, Fran implied. I don't want to be your enemy. We're brothers, even though half my blood in my veins is human. And an inferior human! You will stop referring to me or anyone in this colony as your brother, 47 returned, but with a far less malice and distant note of fear making their way into the cadence of his voice. The general's son, Rip Grant, cautiously approached them, his gaze shifting back and forth from 47 to Fran. He looked as though he was going to say something, but his eyes filled with tears at the sight of 47 striking Fran. Did this child know the pain of a brother's rejection too? As injured as he was, I did not expect such boldness from Fran, but he quickly rose off the floor and seized 47 in his arms. It was my first instinct to try and forestall Fran, but I found myself having to restrain Lieutenant Arworth. Instead, Lieutenant Arworth, I whispered through my teeth to him. Theo looked as though he wanted to turn his anger toward me, but I was ready for that. In our youth together, I had been the target of Theodore Arworth's wrath many times. Seth, Captain Vincent, they were going to hurt him. Look what they've done to him already. Fran, Lieutenant Shirayama, it's like my little brother. Are you just going to stand there and let them kill him? Fran is our little brother, I corrected Theo. But think on this, if we change toward 47 now, the whole colony will move to protect their leader, and we could be endangering Fran even more. They could even kill him outright. Theodore bit back, and whatever he wanted to say to me, causing his lower lip to bleed slightly. 47, our mother wants to meet you again. My dad wants to meet you too, Fran persisted. I want you to come home with me. Here, let me show you. We watched in great fear as he pulled 47 to him and pressed his forehead against his. Buzz, is there no possibility that you could call off the strikes? Pascal implored. Rip, he's your son. I know you always treasure duty, but you also treasured your family, even if you would never admit it. I felt the urge to strike Pascal rise once again, but I knew what he said was correct. Sometimes I think he knew my heart better than I did myself. It had been since we were children together. Pascal regarded me with an expression of the purest wonder, which made me most uncomfortable. Laszlo! He shouted. That it was though he was trying to merge his body with my own. I'm Pascal. I'm your big brother. Yes, I know you're taller than me, but I'm still your big brother. I was gobsmacked. We've got another brother too. His name is Vidkind. He's a toddler still, but he's very smart. He drew a planisphere this morning. You've got to see it. And that's Jenny. She's our big sister. And you like her because she's really nice. She wants to be a nurse too when she grows up. So if you fall down or something, she'll sew you out straight away. Mother, Father, medical technologies are so wondrous these days, aren't they? To think that you're not able to only have Laszlo, but to have him grow up too? I think you grew him up a bit much though, because he's taller than me. But I guess the technologies are still being experimental though, aren't they? So things like the height and maturity are not yet easily controlled. Oh, Pascal, Dr. Curious began. I'm still pregnant with your brother, Laszlo, or if this child is a female, then your sister Hypatia will not be here for another 7 months still. Then who is? This is Buzz Grunt. He'll be living with us for a while. I thought for certain that Pascal would resent me for not being the new sibling he had seemed so excited to meet. However,
well, that's okay, Buzz Grunt. You can still be my brother too if you want.
I tried to not like Pascal, nor the rest of the curious family. They were not military people, after all, as different from us as the land is from the sky. But the 2 weeks on, it proved that to be daunting feat to not love the Curiouses in return. They were very generous with their attentions, and their attentions as though with one another was essential to their survival as food and shelter. Not once was I excluded from these things, and even though I would not admit it to myself, then I began to enjoy the prospect of having siblings, especially like a brother like Pascal.
Buzz, what's the matter?
How could I even explain this to Pascal? He who could never understand.